The artificial intelligence that convinced Microsoft and Wall Street to hand over $1.5 billion. She promised to build any mobile app just by chatting with you, as easy as ordering a pizza. But behind the sleek interface and the Silicon Valley hype, something didn't add up. How did a revolutionary tech darling successfully fool the entire global market for years? And what was the catastrophic secret that finally brought the whole house of cards crashing down? The tech industry operates under a massive veil of hype. In 2016, a company named Builder.ai emerged from the shadows, promising to completely democratize software creation. They claimed their revolutionary AI assistant, Natasha, could generate complex applications in minutes without a single line of human code. It was the perfect narrative for a world desperate for the next technological gold rush. And here is the business breakdown. When a startup's marketing sounds too magical to be true, the product usually isn't software, it's storytelling. Don't buy into the hype before checking the technical foundation. The mastermind behind this illusion was Sachin Dev Dugal. He didn't just sell software, he sold absolute freedom. He promised founders and small business owners that they didn't need expensive engineering teams anymore. Natasha would handle everything. Just talk to her, explain your business model, and watch your application build itself. It was the ultimate dream for thousands of non-technical entrepreneurs who poured their life savings into this promises. In the tech world, the easiest shortcut is often the most expensive trap. If you outsource your core intellectual property to a black box, you are relinquishing control of your business's destiny. To understand how huge this was, you need to look at the backers. This wasn't a cheap internet scam. Giant institutional players like the Qatar Investment Authority and Microsoft themselves poured over $450 million of funding into Builder.ai. Microsoft even signed a strategic collaboration to integrate Natasha into their cloud ecosystem. With partners of that scale, how could anyone dare to question if the technology was actually real? Never mistake institutional capital for product validation. Even the world's largest tech giants can fall victim to AI washing when they are terrified of missing out on the next big wave. But behind the shiny presentations, the gears were grinding to a halt. Clients who paid tens of thousands of dollars to Builder.ai started receiving buggy, unstable applications that constantly crashed. Features that Natasha supposedly automated took weeks to be delivered, and when they finally arrived, they looked suspiciously hand-coded. The first cracks in the $1.5 billion facade were starting to show, and they smelled like human sweat. Software scale never lies. If your platform cannot scale its delivery without massive human delays, your technical architecture is fundamentally broken, no matter how many pitch decks you have. The core of Builder.ai was a classic Wizard of Oz illusion. In theater, the wizard looks almighty behind the curtain, but in reality, he's just a regular man pulling levers. When users chatted with Natasha, thinking they were interacting with a next-generation neural network, their messages were actually being routed to a massive dashboard monitored by humans. There was no functioning AI backend. It was all a meticulously designed human mask. Building a business based on faking technological capability creates an unpayable technical and moral debt. The truth was exposed by whistleblowers and journalists. Natasha's brain was actually a network of over 700 manual software engineers located in India. These developers were working in high-pressure environments, manually coding and assembling the apps while being instructed to mimic the timing of an automated AI workflow. Inside the company, employees jokingly referred to Natasha's architecture as a guy instead, or legit AI, which actual Indians. If your proprietary technology can be fully replaced by low-cost manual outsourcing, you don't own an AI startup. You own a digital sweatshop. Real valuation requires real automated IP. The hardest challenge for this deception was latency. AI is supposed to reply instantly. Humans, however, take time to read, think, and code. To solve this, Builder.ai's platform utilized an artificial latency protocol. The system would artificially delay the interface outputs to make the user believe the AI was processing complex operations, while in reality, a team of developers in India was frantically copy-pasting boilerplate code to meet the deadlines. Engineering fake system bottlenecks to deceive your customers is a direct path to legal liability. True product design must always align with operational reality. This is the dark playbook of AI washing. In the Silicon Valley race of 2026, companies are desperate to slap the AI-powered label on generic databases to inflate their valuations by 10 times. Builder.ai became the absolute masterclass of this fraud. They didn't just exaggerate their software. They built a multi-million-dollar corporate structure designed exclusively to hide human labor under a digital trench coat. When you build your value proposition on a trend instead of technology, you are building on quicksand. Trends shift, but empty code remains empty. While investors drank champagne celebrating Builder.ai's high valuation, their clients were living a technical nightmare. Thousands of small business owners paid premium prices, expecting next-generation, highly scalable, automated code. Instead, they received fragile, unmaintainable, and broken applications that couldn't handle more than 10 simultaneous users without completely collapsing. Their dreams of digital independence were shattered by a platform that delivered digital garbage. If your software development partner doesn't provide raw, clean, and scalable code, you don't own your application. You are renting a technical ticking time bomb. Always verify the architectural health of your assets. Because the applications were manually rushed by underpaid engineers pretending to be an instant AI, the resulting code bases were filled with catastrophic technical debt. Integrations with payment processors were broken. User databases were exposed to security breaches, and basic scalability was non-existent. Clients were charged thousands of dollars for manual assemblies that required immediate and expensive human rewrites from external developers. A cheap code base is the most expensive purchase a business can ever make. True technical debt compounding will always drain your operational margins faster than any physical liability. Builder.ai's most famous marketing claim was that building an app should be as easy as ordering a pizza, but for their customers cost $10,000 and left your kitchen completely burned down. The contrast between their hyper-funded lifestyle branding and the absolute destruction of customer projects became a tragic lesson on the dangers of modern corporate marketing over substance. When you prioritize marketing spend over product development, you are just accelerating the speed at which your customers find out you are a fraud. Product must always lead the brand. The real tragedy of this $450 million fraud wasn't the loss of venture capital. It was the destruction of real human projects. Small logistics companies, independent retailers, and healthcare startups trusted Builder.ai with their entire business infrastructure. When the code failed, these businesses lost contracts, suffered massive security breaches, and some were forced to declare bankruptcy. The tech elite's game of fake it till you make it had real-world casualties. In business, your code is your operational engine. If you build your engine with fraudulent parts, the crash isn't just a software bug, it's a commercial catastrophe. Small businesses were left bankrupted with broken garbage code while the founders drank champagne. But how did a company delivering broken software manage to fake a $220 million revenue run rate? The answer involves fake invoices, circular money moving, and a financial crime so bold it triggered criminal investigations. Part 2 starts right now.